The early years of Catholic education in the Diocese of El Paso is the story of the Sisters of Loretto. Founded in Kentucky in 1812 by Mary Rhodes, Christina Stewart, and Nancy Havern, the Sisters of Loretto carried Catholic education to the American West, opening schools in Missouri, Kansas, and New Mexico before the Civil War.
Oh, they had obstacles. You know, they came in caravans and covered wagons. They had Indians raid them as they were coming along the caravan route. But they had God with them. And wherever they went, they just ministered to where the need was.
In 1879, the Sisters of Loretto arrived in San Elizario and opened St. Joseph Academy in an adobe house with muslin windows and earthen floors, which served as both convent and school. When the railroad reached El Paso and bypassed San Elizario, the sisters were advised to move their school to the larger settlement. In September 1892, the Sisters of Loretto moved St. Joseph's School to a building on North El Paso Street, where the Sisters of Mercy had operated their school. In 1921, against the advice of Jesuit Anthony Joseph Schuler, the first bishop of El Paso, Mother Praxedes Carty bought 19.5 acres of desert land in the Austin Terrace neighborhood. Bishop Schuler told Mother Praxedes, "If you succeed in building here, I'll say you are the special child of our divine Lord." Loretto Academy was constructed on a 7-acre campus and in 1923 opened its doors to 186 students, 20 of whom were boarders. Within a month of moving to El Paso, the Sisters of Loretto were asked by the Jesuits to staff Sacred Heart School when it opened in October 1892. The sisters would go on to staff many parochial schools in El Paso: St. Mary's, or Immaculate Conception, St. Ignatius, Guardian Angel, Holy Family, St. Joseph, St. Patrick, and Our Lady of Assumption.
The sisters were always a treat. They made life, they were tough. Some of them were very tough and some of them were very loving. And the little ones sometimes were the scariest. They actually they cared so deeply, and all of them approached it in a different way. And that truly, you knew they cared, and you knew you could go to them for anything. And they spent extra time if you needed it on any subject. They spent countless hours after school with us if we needed it for any extracurricular activities. The love and nurturing was always there, always there.
We educated many hundreds of thousands of students, not just here at Loretto Academy. That's our future. And so our legacy, our heritage, our charism, we hope we were doing some good while we were here.
I grew up in the 60s and 70s where there was a lot of change in morals, a lot of change in the culture. And I think being at Loretto during my formative years kind of cemented and taught me the importance of having a life that was centered in Christ and the values of Christ. So I think it was huge. It's had a huge impact on my life.
In 1962, the sisters built and staffed Nazareth Hall, primarily to care for retired and infirm Sisters of Loretto. By the late 1970s, Nazareth had become a highly regarded licensed nursing home caring for residents from the local community, as well as Sisters of Loretto and other orders. In 1998, the Sisters of Loretto entered into an agreement with the Daughters of Charity to manage Nazareth. Both religious communities were the two members of that corporation. In addition to the schools, Sisters of Loretto worked in parishes, at the diocese, with Episo and Villa Maria, a residence where women who are homeless and without children can transition from crisis to self-sufficiency.
People have accused us of not being Catholic because we are very focused on social justice issues. That's part of living our Christian life. It's part of our baptismal responsibility to respond to all kinds of issues, just social justice issues. We have a mantra that we say, we work for justice and act for peace because the gospel compels us so.
Today, Loretto Academy continues to grow in its tradition of excellence and continues educating today's youth, producing leaders in the community and nation.
The mission of Loretto and the Sisters of Loretto is alive and well in all the work that we're doing today.
Loretto now offers advanced placement courses, robotics, computer science in conjunction with TEALS, theater, dance, art, speech and debate, and over 30 clubs and organizations that help students build confidence and character. Loretto Academy was built for the love and purpose of teaching, in celebration of the mission of the Sisters of Loretto, and continues as such today. In 2019, Loretto Academy will graduate its 95th class of women. The Kentucky-based community, founded in the early 19th century to educate pioneer children, is now known for strong stands on social justice issues. The Sisters of Loretto continue to work for justice and act for peace because the gospel urges us.
They do it out of the goodness of their hearts and their love for the people and their future and their lives. They don't do any of it for any accolades. And so for us to be able to cheer for them and pat them on the back and tell them how much we love them is the biggest treat of all.
Energize us, stretch our imaginations so that we might expand our horizons of service to others and give courage to take risks using our giftedness.